You want to see something really scary?
You bet.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, this is really, really scary now.
I trust you.
Okay, pull the car over.
Pull the car over?
You want to see it?
Well, tell me while I'm driving.
No, I can't. I can't tell you about it. So only take a couple of seconds.
All right, 2 seconds, okay?
Okay. Just pull it over.
I'll show you.
In a world filled with supernatural phenomena, 3 explorers of the unknown answer the real questions concerning the field of paranormal investigation. Vinny Gomez, Natalie Jane, and Mike Wolfer guide you to the depths of paranormal studies, creepy movies, games, and comics, and more from the world of horror and geek culture. Turn out the lights, turn on your EMF detector, and prepare yourself for the Haunt Squad podcast.
What are you doing?
Ah, shocking.
That was actually pretty good. When I heard that go, what are you doing? I thought that was you because I was turning the dials and getting them set up and ready to go. I thought it was you going, what are you doing?
So there you go.
Welcome, everyone, to show number 10. I'm Vinny.
Yo soy Pentagon Jr. No, I'm Mike, sir.
I'm Natalie.
We are your hosts, taking you through the world of the paranormal, comics, horror, and everything else geek culture. Hi, guys.
I need rum. I need tequila.
Yeah, we have
What
a
was that?
shortage
What was
here.
that last tequila that you bought? What was that?
Avion. It's delicious.
Yeah. There was something special about that, wasn't there?
It had won awards. I can't remember if it was. I think it was in San Francisco. It won Best Tasting Tequila, hecho in Mexico. Mm-hmm. Of course, it's really good. Yeah, one of the best.
I'll leave that up to you.
San Fran. San Fran. I just realized I'm the only one with a what is this called?
Is it a spit guard?
Spit guard.
Really?
Yeah, because I spit.
That's because you need it.
I don't know.
Oh, did I say that out loud?
Wait, you gotta lower that a little bit.
Yeah,
Right?
when you guys do your awesome, I don't know.
Awesome. Oh, well, hey, did you happen to notice the music playing in the background of the
That's actually one of my favorite songs.
Yeah,
Good song.
Fox on the Run.
Yeah, that's a great song.
Do you know why I picked Fox on the Run?
Why?
Because we just did the investigation of the gray fox
Oh,
in Dover, Delaware.
my God. You are so smart.
Well, it is. That's why I did it. Okay.
But I'm kind of wondering though, like the talking, the background. That wasn't a fox. That was like a cougar or a wildcat
I don't
that
know
came
what
out of
that
nowhere.
was.
What was that?
It was Dan Aykroyd, is what it was.
Oh,
I
no,
don't
at
know
the
what it was
end when you hear
supposed
that.
to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, he changed into something really scary.
That's right, yes.
And attacked Albert Brooks.
Yeah, that Twilight Zone the movie, right?
Yes.
Was that, yes, that's a good movie.
Yes.
That's a good one.
So we did the Gray Fox, and
Yeah, great time.
it was very cool.
It was a lot of fun.
It was very cool. You know what I liked about it?
What?
Everything. I liked the fact that it was somewhere new for us.
Yeah.
And no one had investigated before. And we went in there, we had no idea what to expect. We're stumbling around and sweating and getting dirty and falling down.
Yeah, it was a
and,
nasty, sweaty night.
It was cool. Like other places that we investigate more than one time.
Yeah.
We go in and we're like, we know where everything is. And we do it with our eyes closed. It was cool.
And that's a haunted house for me.
It was cool.
Yeah.
It was very
And it's
cool.
old. It's an old location. How old's the place, do you know?
18. They don't know the exact date it was built, but 1850s.
So, yeah. It's just,
So it's
wow.
Natalie, you're good with math?
It's old.
No.
I don't do math.
We had that, the new twist to it that we did the live podcast.
Yeah.
So we had that to keep in mind too. Like we're setting up tripods and cameras and running cables, and at the same time, it's like, oh man, yeah, you got to get your rig ready for the broadcast.
Gotta get the duct tape and bubble gum ready to suck it together. Yeah. But I mean, in setup, it took us an hour to really set up because we were making decisions as to what angle we wanted to put the cameras at, where we wanted to put the camera at, that kind of thing. And then during that, Mike turns around and says, "Hey Vin, we got like 20 minutes before the broadcast. You got to go get set up." So I was like, "All right." So everybody, you guys continued on, and I set up my part. And then once it was all set up and tested, I came back, and then we jumped on the show real quick. And another success, I have to say. Yeah. Our first time doing a live broadcast, phenomenal.
It was awesome.
It was a lot
loved
of fun.
it.
That was awesome. So
and the interaction that we had from listeners was really cool. Getting those messages.
They were instant messaging while we were online. So, which was
and it was
excellent.
It was great, positive, uplifting stuff like "You guys suck." And,
or
"You're the worst."
The F was
that. But we're gonna have that soon for you. I just gotta record it and send it over to Mike, who can then process it and put it into, I think, YouTube. You were talking about possibly.
Yeah, we'll do
YouTube.
a Haunt Squad extra video.
Yeah,
and pop that up there with, and I'll do a slideshow like all the photos that we took throughout the place.
Yeah, Mike will have a bunch of pictures that Natalie took and Mike took, and it's gonna be cool.
Mike took.
Hey,
with his 1993 cell phone.
Oh my God.
Aww.
Okay.
But no, you want to give say thank you to James Lepore and Heather Lanise for chatting with us, doing the live chat, and also Rudo to the Bone. We were tweeting back and forth. He was listening, so thank you guys.
Yeah, and if we missed anybody else, we were just getting a lot of tweets, and those are the ones that we responded to. Guys, thank you so much for tweeting us and responding to Mixlr as well. We'll be doing another live broadcast either at a location, or maybe one day we'll just on a lark do a live broadcast.
It works so well.
Yeah.
That I don't see why we can't do one. Well, I don't want to put it in stone, but I don't see why we can't do it from every investigation we do.
Sure.
So as far as the investigation angle, we can't tell you guys anything yet.
No.
What we're going to do is we will do probably an entire episode of the podcast with our results. We're still going through evidence right now. Can't really say what we've gotten, but I will say, just in my evidence, I have found some things. So, yes.
We'll leave it there.
We do have some interesting things to report to you guys.
Yeah, it was a fun location to be at. A really interesting location as well.
Oh, yeah.
I just, when talking to the owner, and I asked her, I said, so was this place closed for a while? And she turned around and said, oh, yeah, it was closed for about a year. I just started imagining the location just being closed down, dark, and dank and just creepy. And so,
which was, pretty much
I
what it was.
But I wish I'd seen it prior to them tearing it down to do all the renovations on the interior. I really wish I'd seen it before then.
I think you got a good impression of it. And as far as the history, that was another cool aspect, too, that we didn't know what was in there.
No.
Or who was in there.
No.
And so it was that great exploration aspect that was really fun. We didn't try to narrow it down to, okay, it's W.T. Smithers, that man, and he's here, and that's all. We didn't
have
focus
no
on
clue.
anyone or anything. We just, felt around and see what...
And I'll be honest with you, I kind of like the limited knowledge that we had on the location. We just knew enough.
Yeah.
The building, this is how old we think it is. It was this, and this is what it's going to be.
Yep.
And this was the previous owner, and that's it.
Right.
Now we go in there, and we have no preconceived notions of who could have died in the location, or we just go in there and say, hey, who are you? And hope that we get a response. So that's pretty cool. One thing I have to say, on a technical aspect, we were trying to take a picture of ourselves outside, and we were having a real hard time with it.
Yeah.
I realized while we were doing that I could have probably taken a picture of us without having everybody doing what they were doing and getting into the positions that they were, trying to figure out how to take those pictures. I have this watch thing now that connects to my phone, and if I put my phone in the position, I could see everything.
Thanks a lot, Vinny.
The phenomenal picture of the three of us standing on the porch of the location.
It was a good shot.
It's a great shot.
Yeah.
But what went into that shot, and I won't divulge the information.
Oh,
but
I will. Mike constructed a tripod out of clips. What would you call those? The clips that we use for
they were
the cameras.
almost like potato chip bag flips in a sense.
And the phone kept slipping off of it, and it was too much. And then
We had it on the ground, on
Yeah.
the sidewalk.
Yes.
Near the street, and Natalie's laying down on the sidewalk.
because I have to see if we're in the picture.
Like downtown Dover, there's cars going
by.
Natalie's laying on the sidewalk, and Vinny and I are standing with our arms crossed looking at her, and I'm sure
And
people
I'm the
were
one
like,
with hair. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, and you're like, her hair's in the gutter. and
Yeah,
the water
exactly.
It was
running through the
getting
gutter.
wet.
Yeah, it was just funny because I realized, wait a second, I'm playing with my little watch
Vinny.
thing. And I said, oh, wait, this connects to my phone. Oh, and then I click a little camera thing, and all of a sudden I see my camera on the phone come to life, and I see what my phone's seeing. I'm like, oh, crap. Well, I could have done that real easy. Because then, like, she had to put it on timer and then run back and then get into a position, so it was just really funny. But
Yeah, it's so tough being a three-person team.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
bad.
we have it
Right.
rough.
Yeah, right.
We can't even take pictures of ourselves.
Well, it's funny, going back to the Gray Fox and it being under construction, you always had that feeling that you would find something strange.
Well, about a week ago, a little over a week ago, there were a team of ghost hunters in Vicksburg, Mississippi, and they were doing some exploring at Coon Memorial State Hospital, and they came across a dead body.
What?
Now, I take it that they didn't have permission to be there, but that's kind of common. Some people ask permission, others just kind of do a little, investigating. The place is in bad shape. They had, some ceilings have been collapsing and things like that, so it's not really safe. But, they felt that they had a responsibility, so they went to, the police department and told them what they had found. And it turns out that it was the body of a woman who had been missing.
How long was she missing for, do you know?
I'm not sure. It was pretty recent.
Wow.
And I don't know how it happened, but the police were able to somehow they did a traffic stop, and it turns out that it was her car that these two men were driving. So they have been taken into custody. So far as I know, no arrests have been made. But yeah, so it was the body of a woman.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's horrendous.
Yeah.
She was found outside of the building in a grassy area, and you could tell, like, it was somewhere on the second floor, and there was an actual trail of blood and to where she was left. So, yeah.
Wow.
Not fun.
I can't even imagine that.
No.
Like we go in with the arrogant attitude. Yeah, we're here looking for dead people. Okay. Here's an actual dead person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what I would do. So these two guys are found in a stolen car belonging to someone who was found murdered.
They also found a weapon.
Yeah.
And these two people just happen to be related.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful or anything, but when you think about it, she was probably murdered in that building.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And so, does that increase the possibility that something would be in there
I don't know.
after that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, because it sounds
Because
it was pretty horrifying.
Yeah, we go into these places like, oh, well, who died here? Because we want to talk to them. Yeah, well, so what do? Do you go in there and investigate and specifically ask for that person? And if you do, are you tying them to the spot? We don't know what we're doing, right? I always say we don't know what we're doing. So if we go in, is our pulling of their energy to retain them to that spot a negative thing for them? If they can move on to another plane, are they being held there by our actions?
Right.
Ooh, interesting angle, huh?
Yeah, really.
I just made that up.
You're creeping me out.
I don't know.
Well, my thought was, okay, so they went to investigate at that location. They weren't supposed to be there per se. They were trespassing. The two investigators, or
It just said a team of ghost hunters.
A team of ghost hunters that were trespassing on a property they weren't supposed to be at. Could it have been her ghost that that pushed that idea into one of them and said, "Hey, go look at this place. Don't worry, it's trespassing. You'll be fine." And then they go in and they, for some reason, had to go and look.
I see.
And they were drawn to wherever she was murdered at, and it just led them to her body. I don't know.
Nah.
No. Or as Natalie would say, no.
No.
I don't think so. Only because a lot of people do investigate there. It's not like, no one really goes there. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty common.
So, yeah, well, wow, it's creepy stuff.
Well,
yeah.
to take a downer subject and make it worse.
Ooh!
I've got very bad news, everyone.
What's wrong?
Well, I've been reading on the internet.
The intratubes.
And I've been seeing a lot of people reposting a news story.
Okay.
Which has dire consequences for all of us. I hate to break the news to everyone. The headline is, an asteroid or meteor will hit the Earth on September 24th, 2015.
Oh,
you have been warned. That's the headline, and I see a lot of people sharing this post, so it's got to be true. It comes from a it comes from a site called beforeitsnews.com.
Before it's news.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So right there, you've got quite a reputation behind anything that's printed on this site. Okay, so here's the story, you guys. Are you ready?
I'm freaking out.
Bring it.
I mean, I know,
Yeah.
I know it's horrifying, but we need to tell you, and you guys out there, our listeners, our friends,
You need to be prepared.
get ready. All right.
Okay.
The story says, a nameless chaplain on the Alaska pipeline in the 1970s made friends with many of the ruling elite.
Okay.
Don't ask. He was told that the elite consider themselves to be gentlemen, and they think that not informing the general public of their plans is unsportsmanlike. That they need to tell the people so they can use the news and movies and whatever as fair warning for us. So the elite, I mean, you know who the elite is, right?
The Illuminati.
I don't know. It doesn't say. But yeah, so they're
First off, you go, Natalie. We had the right.
We did.
Right here.
Yeah.
yeah.
There we go. Okay.
All right, so there's the elite, and there's a guy on the Alaskan pipeline in the 70s.
Okay.
He got this message from them, and they're giving us warnings, but very subtly.
Okay.
Because it makes them feel empowered to see their victims totally helpless and unable to prevent their own demise after given fair warning. There's no mention here in this story whether or not the nameless chaplain was taking his medication prescribed by his doctor or whatever. But onward. So on May 13th, 2014, the French foreign minister, again, no name, publicly said 3 times, and 3 times is all in caps, so I think that means it's
definitely
real.
Yeah.
He said, quote, "We have 500 days to avoid climate chaos."
We don't have 500.
Now, you know what that means, right? I don't know either. I guess this
Well,
foreign minister, whoever he was either Jesus or Nostradamus. I don't know. Okay, so anyhow, based on what that guy said,
Yeah.
and this is all in this article.
Okay.
I'm not making this stuff up.
Well,
This is what it
I
says.
see it's printed there, so.
Before it's news, people.
Okay. He's pounding on his
September
clipboard.
24th, 2015 is the end of the 500-day count. And of course, what that means is that is when the abyss will open and the days of darkness will begin. And
Boy.
it's coincidentally when the newest Nicolas Cage movie opens. So
Awesome.
Oh.
don't know if that's got anything to do with anything. Now, what really cements this as
Yeah.
fact
Yeah.
and reputable is the closing paragraph of this article.
Okay.
It says, and I quote, "Please read my book or listen to me reading the book on the video links below. Please share this information with everyone you know, because the time is very short now, and millions of souls are in the valley of decision, and eternity is at stake. God bless you."
I have one word. Dingbat.
Now, there has been an update, and it says, "Please be advised that the harvest season is upon us once again. Please pray for forgiveness, repent, and believe with us in the Son of the Most High, the Word made flesh, Emmanuel, the Most High, and live according to the Word." That word is love. So we have
There's a positive message that
yes,
comes out of it.
we've
Sure.
got a happy ending, as it were.
Happy endings then,
Do an internet search for end of the world. You're going to see all these news stories from, the last however long the internet's been around.
Yeah.
All of these predictions of dire consequences for the human race. I hate to break the news, people, but September 24th, 2015, we only have a few weeks, and there's a lot to do.
Question everything.
All right. Our question comes from Joanna Colvin-Gamble from Pennsylvania. Her question is, when collecting evidence of EVPs, do you go as far as to search through local radio broadcasts that might correlate the date timestamp for those words before categorizing them as evidence to rule them out?
Aha.
Great question.
Wow.
I think specifically what she's talking about, since she mentions contacting radio stations, we're probably talking about evidence that is collected based on voices that come through the quote-unquote ghost boxes. And there are several different types of those. If you don't know what a ghost box is, basically it's a radio that has a scan feature like most radios. Your car stereo. You hit the button and it scans until it hits the next station, and then it stops there. Now what the ghost box does, it's been altered so that it scans through every station slowly. But it doesn't stop. When it stops, it makes a stop at every single every single signal that's available, just for a second or two. Then it moves on. So when you turn the thing on, and you guys have probably seen these on the TV shows. First of all, they're very loud.
Yeah.
So you can't hear anything going on.
And everything else.
And it sounds like. Now, what it's doing...
I'm going to take that, by the way. I'm going to use that.
Do it. It's scanning through every channel that's being broadcast out there.
Is it AM only?
I'm not sure if it is.
That's a good question.
Okay. Just wondered.
I didn't even think of that.
So, the theory is that entities may be speaking to us through a certain frequency that we can't hear, that can only be picked up electronically.
Right.
That's why we catch things on our digital audio recorders, and they also think that perhaps these voices can be transmitted through the radio, that spirits can use the energy and whatever. I'm not sure how it works, because I'm not sure if it does work.
It doesn't.
Now, there are times when you will hear it scanning, and you will hear it stopping on stations, but you'll hear voices that seem to be in between. As it's going from
right.
You'll hear another one overlap. So I don't know if that's audio pareidolia or what.
Well,
which is just our mind trying to make sense of something that makes no sense.
Okay.
So to answer the question, no, we do not contact local radio stations.
Well,
because we don't use ghost boxes because
they don't work.
Yeah, there's no way on earth to verify that what you're getting on that is anything other than radio signals.
Okay, the other thing I would probably say is, if I'm understanding the question correctly, and let's say Dan Ingram is heard saying ghost
right
in one of those seconds, how then would we be able to go back to the radio station, contact them, and say, hey, at 10:52 in 1.7 seconds, did Dan Ingram say ghost?
Yeah, I don't know.
See, that's the other thing. It's virtually impossible.
Well, and also, too, you don't have any kind of readout on the ghost box that tells you exactly what frequency
and
you're
what station
hitting when it's broadcast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you really wouldn't know.
It's a tough thing to try to think of.
I've just been handed a note.
From the producer? Yes, producer.
From the producer. It says, you said pareidolia, not pareidolia.
We made a pact. I am loyal and I am true to my word.
And I didn't even catch it. I'm like, oh, okay.
I was in shock because you know how to say it, and I was like, did he?
I was wondering what that look was, because
I cringed. I was like,
Yeah, so when you talk about audio pareidolia,
it's okay. You know.
I know what I'm talking about. It
Yeah.
doesn't
I have
matter
no
if anybody
problem.
else does.
I have no problems because you know what? I think about every one of the listeners just laughed at this whole segment, and I think that's what we're looking for.
But anyhow, Joanna has a really good question. I mean, that's
Yeah.
if you're going to use a device, then you damn well better be ready to do your research to back up the results that you're getting from that device.
Yeah.
If you're going to use a K2, then you need to be, canvassing the area around the entire location to find out if there are any sources of electronic or electromagnetic transmissions coming in.
Sure.
If there's electrical juncture boxes or transformers that might be sending out EMFs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you're going to use a ghost box, sure, you should figure out a way to try to track down
Or-
the source of that word.
Or don't use it because
Or
it's,
don't use it,
it's something that, I mean, there's more than enough stuff you're using right now. You got recorders, K2s, and
Right.
everything else that you have to
Yeah.
prove are functioning properly, and also the environment's basically, I don't want to say functioning, but working properly as
Right.
well.
Right.
And having the ghost box, which basically runs off of frequencies that utilize the voice or transmissions from a radio station. Now you have another source that you have to go back to and try to figure out if that was indeed an audio source that was produced from a radio station
Yeah.
or from a CB or what CB. Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez, how old am
There's
I?
a lot of
CB.
factors.
Yeah, right.
People still use them, sure.
19.
So yeah, that right. I say dat all the time. Sorry, guys.
Dat.
That
Be from Chicago.
that is a very difficult device to use.
Yeah.
Because then you can't really prove it's.
I tell you what. Here's what we're going to do in
What's
our next
that?
investigation.
Yeah.
This is the only way to do it. You go into the place
Yeah.
with no equipment,
Okay.
no phone,
Yeah.
no laptop.
Uh-huh.
You go into a place that has the electricity shut down.
Right.
That does not have a security system that's running off of a separate battery or generator because those things make clicks and whirs as they function through their, whatever it is that they do. I mean, we hear all the time, we'll be in a place, oh, the electricity's shut off. What is that blinking light? What is that click? That happens every 1 minute on
Yeah.
the dot. Oh, it's the security system or whatever. We go into a place that has none of that stuff. We take nothing with us that's going to possibly set off anything. We don't
Right.
even take K2s with us because maybe those can set off other K2s. And we just sit there and we find out what's going on. And then we walk out and say, hey, you guys, we have no way to prove any of this because we didn't record. Okay, never mind. But you know what? That would be the best way to do it, though.
It's impossible.
If we're going to find the truth, maybe that's the way to do it.
It's
but
impossible.
unfortunately, we're Haunt Squad, and the whole point of this team is to try to collect evidence to show you
Right.
guys. So we do have to take this electronic equipment with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's impossible to do because even if you do shield off the whole location that you're at, you still have external noises going on outside.
Exactly.
Animals, cars, even the occasional electrical roar from the wires outside that are feeding electricity to the other
Yep,
locations.
that's true.
So I think we just need to quit, not be ghost
Or
investigators
we
anymore.
pick an underground location
But
that
then-
has like 12-foot thick cement walls.
Yeah. No, we
Like
can't
a
do that.
bunker
We
or
can't.
something,
We can't do
yeah.
that
Why?
because then you have the sounds of us walking around, the movement of our clothing, our
Nobody walks.
breathing.
Well, we sit our
Nobody
butts
moves.
down. Yeah,
Nobody
seriously.
moves.
but we breathe.
Yeah.
Heartbeat.
No, we don't breathe.
No,
We don't breathe.
No.
we die.
We don't eat. We
We end up haunting the place.
We don't
It's great.
digest food.
No.
And your stomach doesn't make noise.
How do you do that, Mike? Because I don't know how to do
Hey,
that.
I've got an idea. You know what we can do? We can just stand outside and take pictures of the windows and then just make up stories.
Sounds like a plan,
I
guys.
saw a face.
Here we go.
I saw a face. Look, it's a face.
Haunt Squad's new MO.
Yeah, the air's filled with June bugs, but they're not June bugs. They're orbs.
Those are orbs, and they're
God.
smiling.
They're relatives that follow me everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. Yeah. So here
Wow.
we go.
Yeah.
The course is set.
It's on a collision course with a nice stone and big mountain. But yeah,
What?
nice stone and big mountain. I don't know what I just said.
I thought you said Pig Mountain. I'm
No,
like, what's
big.
going on?
But yeah, it's impossible if you really think about it to isolate yourself completely.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it. So now it's just a matter of being truthful with your investigation and with your evidence, and hope that what you have is real.
Yeah.
You know, what else can you do? There's really nothing else. I think the whole reason why investigators have recordings and everything else is to prove to others that this is what they saw. Well, you know, or heard or whatever.
You know, that's interesting, because I have said in the past that, and actually Natalie said this too, very, very emphatically on one episode, that all that matters is what she experiences herself. It doesn't matter if she can prove it to anyone. She knows what happened to her, and that's what counts.
Yeah.
And I feel the same way. But at the same time, I have this urge to want to share it with people too, you know, just to, you know.
But you're going to have that problem where 50% of the people are going to turn around and say, that's not real.
And that's fine.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, that's all right.
Okay.
I don't need anyone's validation.
Well, I do.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah.
That's how I roll.
That was sassy.
So, anyway, all right. Now, I'm going to hate asking you guys this.
Oh.
Okay?
What?
I'm going to hate asking
Oh,
that
let me guess. No, I'm out.
because I just saw the smiles and the faces light up. You guys have been bugging me about watching that TV show. I haven't gotten to it, but I enjoy the excitement that
Of our
comes.
posts?
Yeah.
You guys know what show we're talking about, right?
Lucha
Underground. Why did you forget the name of it?
No, I don't know how you're saying. You're saying it all weird. I don't know what's going on here. I don't say it like that. Oh my god.
Now,
We have in
Lucha
common.
Click, that hashtag, that was started by J-Man and Urban, right? Last Real Heels?
Yes.
They
created that.
Yeah. And Lucha Click is just, you know, like I said, it's a hashtag that everyone has adopted, you know, so if we all want to see each other's tweets, you throw that hashtag in there and just do a search for that, and you see all the
Lucha
good stuff.
Click.
Especially on
Lucha
Wednesday night.
KLIQ.
Yes.
So if you want to join, you'll see Natalie there and Mike.
And Rudo to the Bone.
Yeah.
And Lucha Gringo. And J-Man and Urban Heretic. And Vinny Massaro. And, oh God, a lot of people.
Everybody.
Say hi to
He's like,
Tanisha
everybody.
Henry, and
Does El Jefe use the hashtag?
you know, I haven't seen it. I don't know. He likes to use Cueto is your homeboy.
Oh, okay.
We use that.
Cueto is your homeboy.
Yes, Dario Cueto is your homeboy. He is.
He's the man.
He brings the mayhem.
Yeah, you've been missing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what's going on right now with the season? They're gearing up for the end of the first season.
Yeah.
And every week it's like a roller coaster ride, dude.
It is.
Every week is building and building and building toward the big season finale. You know, it's going to be kind of
Ultima
like
Lucha.
yeah,
Ultima Lucha.
Ultima
yeah.
Lucha, which is going to sort of like the. I hate to
Don't
use the
do
phrase.
it.
I hate to use it.
Ah,
WrestleMania.
No!
It's sort of
Yeah.
it's that sort of
it's the finale.
idea.
Yes, the big deal.
Yeah.
And right now we know that Prince Puma and Mil Muertes will be facing off in Ultima Lucha.
Mil Muertes. He is a bad. You know what, man?
He's a bad mofo, and Katrina, his manager, she is one.
I don't know what's going on.
She's great.
They've got this intimidation campaign going on right now, where they're getting everybody in the locker room one at a time when they're least expecting it, and just messing with their heads.
They got some voodoo magics going
I don't know
on
what's
there.
going
Yeah.
on. It's crazy.
Voodoo magic.
Mill is looking just terrible. Looks like he's. Oh my God, he's back from the dead, man.
They got the Disciples
Scary
of Death.
as hell.
That's turned into a trios team. I mean, it's crazy.
I find it, really weird that the people that are filming this are not affected whatsoever from any of this magic and this horror that's going on.
You don't know, though.
You don't
know.
No?
Nobody does.
So you think that like the cameramen and women that are holding the cameras are dying, and then they're just getting new people to come in? And
I tell you what, if you're a cameraman for Lucha Underground, you are not safe, man. Because who was it that was it El Patron? Mil Muertes, like
when he threw
slammed the
Phoenix
camera guy and just
okay.
pushed him to the floor. Oh yeah.
Did they take pictures
Camera
of the camera
dudes are
guy?
falling like flies.
Well, no one's saying. I mean, Hernandez just grabs a guy out of the audience last week and grabs his belt. I'm like, he starts messing with his pants. Like, what the hell is Hernandez doing? And he stole this guy's belt to whip on Drago. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
You're missing out, Vinny.
I'm happy to see your happiness.
Matt Stryker and Vampiro, they're getting taken out like every week. Their announcing table is being used as like the second ring. It's
good
great
times.
stuff.
Yeah.
It's very, very entertaining.
Now, is there a season finale for this
That's
thing?
Ultima Lucha.
We're going to see Prince Puma against Mil Muertes. Mm-hmm. We're going to see Johnny Mundo take on...
Hulk Hogan? Or,
No.
Oh.
Get out of here.
He's going to fight El Patron.
He's from
Alberto
Triple
El
A,
Patron.
and he's brought kind of a his reputation with him. He's
Right.
like the mega champion of
Yeah.
The mega champion.
Triple A.
Him and Tejano Jr. had a beef.
Yeah.
But now him and Johnny Mundo have even a bigger beef, I think. Johnny Rudo.
Johnny Rudo
Yeah.
threw that dude through the window
Of-
of Dario Cueto's office.
It was great.
Incredible. There has been some ridiculously cool matches lately.
Yeah.
The Prince Puma Johnny Mundo.
All night long.
Oh my God.
The Lionel Richie song.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
No. That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
It's an incredible show.
And then
Lucha.
weeks ago, you had the trios match where Angelico just flew from what was the top of Cueto's office,
That guy's insane.
with the top of something into the ring, and he just it was insane. Okay.
Okay, so let's break the fourth wall. And
Okay.
Angelico was a guest on the last Real Heels podcast. They
Okay.
got him on and interviewed him, and they were asking him about those incredible jumps that he was doing from freaking, 30 feet up
Yeah.
into the middle of the ring. And he admitted, he was like, yeah, it was scary as hell. And I don't think I'm going to do that again. They just said, hey, listen, you should give it a shot. And he was like, oh, okay. The last one that he did, he said he was sitting up there waiting. He was like, do I do this or do I? Oh, what the hell? I'm jumping in, and it was freaking spectacular.
It was,
Luckily,
yeah.
he didn't get hurt, but
Wow.
just incredible stuff.
Yeah. High flying.
These guys are
Great.
maniacs.
You know who's tripping me out is Aerostar. Mm-hmm. The way that dude runs along the top rope of the ring from one side to the other, and
Yeah.
They use wires.
no, they don't.
No, they don't.
No, they
He's
don't.
very acrobatic. He's
Unbelievable.
yeah.
So, the story. What's the end result?
I don't know. We haven't seen it.
No. Well, I mean, what's it leading to? Where do you guys think it's going to go? Because it's all a wrestling thing in the end, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a matter of honor. With all of these luchadors.
Yeah.
But they also want the prestige of winning and being the best.
And what do they win? The belt? Is that what they
Yes.
win? Okay.
There's belts,
yeah.
and there's also those.
I was going to talk about the ancient Aztec medallions.
Yeah, I'm
Dario
not sure.
Cueto's been handing those out. Certain matches, whoever wins gets one. And right now, Phoenix has one.
Yes.
Ancient Aztec
I forget
medallions.
that guy's name. He's buddies with Angelico.
Oh, Jack.
Yes.
Yeah.
He has one.
All right, so these ancient Aztec medallions, are they magical?
They supposedly provide you with immortality.
Something like that. So I don't know if those are going to play a part in Ultima Lucha. I would imagine, but I honestly don't know. I've been staying away from spoilers. There have been spoilers out there driving me crazy.
Yeah.
I found out one thing. I don't think it's anything major, but poor Mike found something, a couple of things out just by doing an internet search. Not even clicking on it, but just, in the internet search.
I found something out.
Well, don't tell me.
No,
Don't do it.
You'll want to hear this.
No.
What? I'm trusting you, Vinny.
It's not real. They're just a bunch of people, and they're producing a show, and it's not real.
Okay.
Nothing's magical. But
Shut up.
Stop ruining everything. Just because you haven't watched it. God.
We're gonna line up somebody. One of these days we will get one of the luchadors
I can't
from
wait.
Lucha Underground to be a guest, and then you can tell
Them?
him or her to their face that it's not real.
See, I'm an older person, and I remember a WWF thing where a guy said, oh, you guys are fake, and then that guy summarily got pounded by the wrestler who he was telling. So I will not be saying that to a big, giant man with
Or
big
woman.
muscles, or woman for that matter.
Yeah, as of now, they only have 2 female luchadoras.
How many female luchadors are there?
I just said 2.
Oh.
Dos, Vinny, dos.
Oh, okay.
They have Sexy Star
Sexy
and
Star.
Ivelisse. Katrina's involved, but she's not an actual luchador. She's Mill manager.
Sexy Star is like the epitome
She's
of
awesome.
the warrior. And I'm really disappointed that she lost against Superfly.
Well,
Are they-
she also lost against Pentagon Jr. because Superfly was
Yeah.
being a little culero and cheated.
Yeah, well.
Whatever. Anyway.
All right, so the
She kicks
females
ass.
fight against the males as well.
Yeah, there's intergender.
Okay.
All is fair.
Yeah.
No discrimination. It's good stuff.
Yeah. I want to see Masquerita Sagrada come back.
Me too. Yeah.
That dude's freaking awesome, man. He's only about, maybe like 4'5"
He's not even
4'5" or something
he's
like
not
that.
even 5 feet. Yeah.
And he gets in the ring and he's like, I'm going to tear you up. And they just kick him in the chest and knock him across.
And he's covered from head to toe.
He holds his head like, ow. Like, oh. Dude's got all the heart in the world. Oh, man.
He does, yeah.
And
he's incredible.
so this is on the El Rey Network, correct?
It's on the El Rey network on Wednesdays.
Wednesdays.
And then on Saturday they replay it on Unimas. And then it's on something called Sling. I don't know what that is.
Oh, I don't know
Is
what.
that maybe like a Hulu sort of?
Yeah, it
Maybe.
might be that. Yeah. Wow.
As far as I know, those are the only 3 places where it's at.
So yeah, everybody's got to watch this. It sounds like a great.
Or go to YouTube.
show.
They have the matches on YouTube as well. So.
Is it on the Lucha YouTube? Or is it their YouTube? So what's do you know?
It's their channel. I mean, if you just search Lucha
Lucha
Underground.
Underground, it'll come up as.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and if you haven't watched it yet and you are curious, go to YouTube and type in the words Lucha Underground Grave Consequences match.
Yes.
Okay.
Just watch that. Just
One of
watch
the best.
that. Oh my god. Okay.
Well,
All right. So
that's
speaking
great.
of.
Yep. So we're breaking down. I hate this time of the episode.
Why?
Whatever that means.
I hate this time of the episode.
Parting is such sweet sorrow.
Yeah, I love this. This is fun.
Well, we had a good time, guys. And
Definitely.
I enjoyed watching your happiness with the lucha. So if anybody wants to take a look at us, come on over to Facebook at facebook.com/Haunt Squad and Haunt Squad Podcast, and look us up on Twitter at Haunt Squad.
And YouTube.
And
And YouTube. And Instagram.
And Instagram.
We have a few pictures on there. We will have more coming soon.
We're everywhere. Just go to, Bing. Oh, I'm sorry. Google.
Don't go to Bing.
Just go to Google, type in the word Haunt Squad, and you'll be shocked and amazed by the things that come up. And then when you get through all of that stuff, you'll find
us. Stay spooky.